Welcome to the Nightly Rant with your hosts, Mike
and Toria.
This is the show where we examine society from a sarcastic point of view.
If you like insane conversations, this is definitely the show for you.
Let's get into today's topic. YPN people, I don't know about you, but I love helping out a friend. That's why I want to shout out my friend Brian Little and his podcast, Your Favorite Blockhead. This is the only show that manages to weave together peanuts and MMA into one heck of an amazing podcast. You can find Your Favorite Blockhead wherever your favorite podcasts reside and at yourfavoriteblockhead.com. Do me a huge favor and listen to Brian's show. You'll be entertained and you'll help out a friend. Now, as I said, let's get into today's topic. So, they're at it again, the lunatics.
Is it again or is it still?
Well, it seems to have eased up a little bit there for a little while. You know, you could have toilet paper if you needed it. You could get decent paper towel and not the garbage that you could buy at like the 99-cent store.
Feminine hygiene products.
All that stuff.
That one was fun.
Who
the heck was stockpiling tampons?
Exactly.
Dicks.
And all that stuff. And so now we were out of isopropyl alcohol. We needed some isopropyl alcohol. Never in a million years did it cross my mind. Now that I think about it, I get it. But it never crossed my mind that it would be out of stock everywhere.
Walgreens, CVS, Walmart,
Target.
Well, no, it says it's in stock but limited at Cypress Target.
Wow.
So maybe we'll have to try there tomorrow. But it's also like, if you want to buy it on Amazon, you have to buy it in bulk. So it's either the 4-gallon jug, which we would never go through, or it's the 12-pack of the 1-liter jugs, but it's like $50.
Yeah.
I mean, those 1-liter jugs are, I think it's a liter, something like the regular square ones, are $1.29 at Target. That's the price it just told me on the website.
Yeah, I think that's a liter.
And so, yeah, like the same size we had.
Yeah.
And so on Amazon, though, for 12 of those is like $48.
Yes, they're charging
Can you spell gouge?
Way more.
Amazon, can you spell gouge? Well,
someone should
Amazon
report that.
sellers.
I believe the government said they wanted to know about that stuff.
Get some Amazon sellers taken down.
Well,
I mean, that's a pretty reasonable comparison. One for $1.29 or 12 of them for $48. I don't think so. I would expect it to be maybe 20.
You know, you weren't wrong, because it made me think of something. Doesn't it seem like people miss the point when they rail against things like Amazon conspired with this other person to get rid of this other marketer who is breaking their rules? Well, that's not conspiring. You joined a private group, Amazon Sellers Marketplace. It's a private group.
Mm-hmm.
You agreed to an agreement saying you're part of that group, right?
Yes.
And you agreed to abide by the rules of that group, right?
Correct.
So when you violate the rules, they have a right to take action and get rid of you. So they're well within their rights. If you're going to talk about who has the right to do what, they have their right to do that. Okay?
Okay.
Fully. So really, the problem isn't that Amazon conspired with somebody. The problem is the concept of an Amazon in the first place. A private marketplace, completely controlled by one mega corporation. That's the problem in the first place.
Well, I don't know that I think it's a problem.
Just saying.
But if you're going to call something a problem,
the
that's
real
what the problem
is that they're running a private economy over there.
Mm-hmm.
That's the real problem. And they've got cornered the market on it. And it's what's funny. Do you know that most major products have their product up on Amazon that they themselves are selling?
Yeah.
So that actually means that if you invented the coolest bleeping gadget in the history of mankind and you sold it on your website, people were going crazy for it, and then you decided, you know what, I'm going to make life a little easier. I'm going to hook myself up on Amazon.
Mm-hmm.
and it goes through the freaking roof.
Yeah.
They're going to say that you have less power without Amazon than with Amazon.
I'm going to tell you kind of a long story.
Okay,
So
I'm going to
there's
listen to your long story.
There's this person, and she's apparently a YouTuber, but I watched her like creation videos on Facebook. And she bakes and cooks interesting things.
Okay.
And so one video that caught my eye, she was making her own mozzarella. And like I saw make your own mozzarella and I was in because you know how much I love cheese.
Yes.
Okay. So then I watched the whole video and I was like, I want to do this shit. Okay.
And
then,
all this time not telling me any of this.
I told you this. Well, no, I told you and Ashit at the same time, but you probably thought I was just talking to her, which is okay. Anyway.
Because literally 99.9% of the time when I say what, she looks at me and says, she's talking to me.
Interesting. Anyway, so she used this kit to do it that comes with like the tablets and the salt and the stuff that you need to make cheese, except for the milk.
Who's she?
The YouTube / Facebook video lady.
Because somehow we brought Ash into the picture, and then we used the pronoun
digress.
she, so I was confused.
Yeah. Anyway.
Are we sure that she allows the pronoun she? Oh, wait a minute. That's a different show.
Anyway, now that he's being weird and digressing, the YouTube / Facebook video lady was using this kit. And so I went and found it, and it makes 24 pounds of mozzarella. This is probably the part where you might remember because I was telling you both about this in Walmart. 24 pounds of mozzarella. There's just a big gap in between it I don't know about. Right.
Okay,
and you told me that 24 pounds of mozzarella was too much, but it's actually 24 individual batches that make 1 pound of mozzarella each. Okay. Anyway.
Well, okay. That's a different story altogether.
But anyway, to get back on our topic that you were just talking about, I found their website. I found their product. It's $24.99 for these 24 pounds of mozzarella kit. And I was like, well, shipping. They charge shipping plus on the $24.99, and I don't know how long it'll take to get here. And then just for shits and giggles, I looked on Amazon to see if they sell there. $24.99 Prime. So no shipping. Get it in 2 days.
Yeah.
It's the exact same product. They have all their stuff on there. They do sourdough cultures. It's super cool. Yes, I was going to get on the bandwagon of making my own stuff during this pandemic, but I haven't because I can't find where to buy unpasteurized milk.
I don't think you can.
I don't think it's legal in California.
No.
Well, I guess I'll have to figure out a way around it.
Yep.
Anyway, that was my story.
That's interesting, though. That's very interesting.
I told you it was going to be a really long story that made your point, but it was also a cool story, so leave me alone.
But it's interesting because it does jive with what I was saying about, there's this like fake economy over here, private economy, and they're forcing the sellers. We give you more exposure over here. So in a sense, while they're not physically making you go there, if you don't, you're not as powerful.
Right, and I know that that if they're selling it for $24.99 on their website, they're making whatever their profit margin is, but they're selling it to Amazon for less because they have to pay Amazon a portion of what they make. So they're making less money, but they're also being exposed to this like
they're looking for volume.
Marketplace
they're looking for volume. But that's what it is. It's like that's what I'm saying. If you have a problem with the process problem isn't that Amazon can kick you off because they have a valid reason to. As we said, they broke the rules, they can get kicked out. And they agreed to that in order to sell there. And who gives a crap that you have to pay them for it? Because that's another thing people say, well, they don't have the right because I paid them. Well, that doesn't mean they didn't get to set the rules. It's a private club.
It's the exact same thing as being on Facebook. Facebook can ban you for violating their terms of service.
And it's their choice what their terms are.
Right.
They will ban you for violating.
Right. So just to let everybody know, I will eventually buy this mozzarella making kit, and we will eventually podcast about how big of a mess I made in the kitchen making mozzarella.
Oh God, I can
and how
imagine.
horrible it smelled and how great it was in the end.
I can only imagine. But that that story is so in sync with the topic because it still comes back to like that's an important issue to you. It's something that appeals to you.
Right.
And that's why you never in a million years would you be sitting here going, oh, I'm going to go through all this trouble to make this cheese. You'd be like, I want cheese. We're going to the store and getting cheese that I like. You're not going to be like, fuck it, I'm just going to make cheese.
Right.
But because your mindset is shifted a little bit, you're interested in making the cheese, which I think is kind of cool. I really do. I think that's kind of cool.
So
That's
if I make
open-minded.
mozzarella, you'll have some.
I would try anything anyone makes.
Okay.
I've eaten the weirdest stuff at least once.
Okay.
I'm telling you, like weird stuff. So why wouldn't I try that? Like that's not weird even a little
It
bit.
should just taste the same as the other fresh mozzarella we've bought.
You would hope so. Yeah.
Should be similar enough.
You know what? In all reality, we say this about things, right? But then like girlfriends, wives, mothers, sisters, whatever, they make cookies.
Mhm.
And for whatever reason, maybe it's their knowledge of you and your family and what your tastes are like. For whatever reason, it speaks to you. It's like, oh, that's a really good cookie, or oh, that cookie sucks, right? Like one or the other. But if their cookie is as good as the commercial cookie coming out, why would I pay like triple what I need to pay them to get the same cookie?
Homemade
when their
cookies-
cookie tastes better.
Homemade cookies knock store-bought cookies out of the freaking park.
Exactly. And that's what kind of the idea of Mrs. Fields was in the malls. She would make fresh cookies every day. And when she's out, she's out. That's kind of the idea. And I think it's,
And then
again,
she went
it's
commercial.
ingenious. But yeah, and then they went commercial. But I think it was ingenious, you know, like really ingenious. And what people tell them is, oh, well, the only way you're going to get to the next level is you're going to have some pre-made. Well, that's not true.
Yeah, you just have to train people how to make them the same way you do. Would be
Right. And you just need to
a
have
better
more
way to
of
scale.
those people.
Right.
And it's smarter business anyway, because what happens if you get hit by a truck? The whole business is gone. But if other people understand how to do the process, you
Crap,
just have
damn
to
it.
have good agreements between us
Mike.
that we can't steal it from each other.
Now I want to make chocolate chip oatmeal cookies.
Those are cool. You know, I mean,
You're saying I should buy the stuff for them next time I grocery
I'm
order?
saying you do whatever you want to do. But
Unless I want to make chicken cheesesteaks, and then he has nothing to do with that.
yes, no. I know what that tastes like to me. And it's
What if I made
oh.
What if I made regular cheesesteaks?
That's different. Regular cheesesteak's regular cheesesteak. That's how cheesesteak's supposed to be made, in my opinion, is with the beef. Making it with the chicken makes it flavorless, and it's nasty. It's no good.
Well, I've been told that somebody won't be here on Sunday that doesn't eat beef, so
Oh, really? She's going with
maybe
her
we'll
mom or
have
something?
cheesesteaks.
Oh, no, she's hanging out with Casey.
Because it's the day she
That's
was
the day
supposed
she's
to get married.
Wow, that's interesting. So it's
Yeah.
it's been kind of to wrap us up. It's been hotter than hell again. Like it's been
Today
so
was better.
hot.
Yesterday was also better.
So hot though. Yes, today was bearable. We didn't have the air on all day.
Right. This morning, when I woke up, it was not obnoxiously early. It was probably about 10 after 6 when I got downstairs. And it was cool enough. I checked the temperature. It was only 70 degrees outside. It was cool enough that I could open the windows and let some freaking fresh air into our house. So, and it lasted till 9. And then I looked and it was 78 degrees outside. So I was like, it's time to turn the air on. I'm not going to let it get hot in here.
Well, it was much more comfortable.
Yeah.
But it's still been hot. The animals are showing it. They're always tired and they didn't really do much. They're drained. Takes more energy because they're panting more. And, you know, it's tough on them.
Yep.
They
We've
sleep.
had some sleepy doggies.
Yeah.
Some sleepy kitty cats. We've had a dumb dog and a dumb cat who've been roasting themselves in the window.
Yes.
Specifically, the
darkest ones.
The blackest of black cats has decided he likes to sleep in the sun while it's 97,000 degrees outside. And he comes out of the sun and then he has to
Panting.
lay on the bricks of the fireplace and pant for 40 minutes because he's actually cooked his internal organs.
It's so true, though. It is so true. The cat has like this
He knows I'm talking about it too.
fetish about the heat.
And
He
then
has to,
there's the
like,
dog.
Cook himself almost to death.
The CEO, has decided he likes the same thing. And the one day, he goes into the sun, and then he fell asleep like a giant idiot. And he comes out, and he's like burning your hand to the touch. He's so hot. And then he's like sitting on the floor staring at me like, Mama, why am I so warm? And he's panting, and he looks so... That's the day that I soaked him down. And then I gave him a bath, but it was a cooler bath.
Yeah.
It wasn't cold or by any means, but it was cooler.
Yeah.
And he was shivering in the bathtub because the temperature change was so extreme.
But they needed it. They needed it, you know? And the kitties have been using the bathtub as like a place to cool off.
Yep.
Which is pretty smart when you think about it. It's pretty smart. They have that survival instinct in them. It's pretty cool to see. But kind of brings us full circle back to, you know, where
isopropyl alcohol.
Not having isopropyl alcohol because lunatics think they need to hold on to it to disinfect their house from the virus.
Maybe I'll go on Facebook Marketplace and see if anybody's selling any for escalated rates.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd pay $5 for a jug of it right about now.
Shh. No, you would not.
It's still cheaper than Amazon.
The hell you would. No way. And no, it's not. 12 times 5 would be 60. They're charging you 45. So it's butt rape, but it's still not 5. No. But there he is, king of all wacky black cats.
And the Moososaurus.
And his nemesis, the moose. They're dead asleep on the bed.
Especially the moose. She especially doesn't like that I'm tickling her feet.
Yeah, she's kind of looking irritated on this side. But that's it for me, my friends.
Well, on that note,
I'm tired. I need to go to the bed.
On that note, good night, everyone.
Still a bye-bye, priest. Thank you for listening to the Nightly Rant.
If you enjoyed the show, please give us a 5-star rating on Apple Podcasts or Google Play.
If you didn't enjoy the show, please just ignore that previous request for a rating.
This has been a Yogi's Podcast Network production.